Oh,
Daddy
um,
duties,
I've
man.
been there
Gotta
too.
pull out, bro. Gotta pull out 58. Go ahead, man.
well,
Welcome.
that's why I don't. That's why I don't turn up. That's why you don't see me, man. Because every single time I come on here, someone wants to debate me, and then I get harassed and get balls kicked at me, and throwing frisbees and stuff. So I just can't do it.
Word, yeah. Hey, weren't you talking reckless on the
Martyr.
timeline about the debate?
Who?
You were talking reckless. I saw you talking reckless.
I don't know who's talking.
58. Did you see the debate with Witsit on Infowars?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It was
Go ahead.
amazing.
Talk about it. What was your interpretation?
No, I don't want to. I had a topic I was going to talk about. Excuse me. So the other guy before, about 20 minutes ago, he was talking about being in a vacuum and having a rocket, right? And so the moment the energy comes out the back of the rocket is
58.
that's the moment where the actual transfer of speed comes from.
58.
What?
We'll talk about that.
That was ridiculous.
But the top right here
I
says,
agree with him.
the top says debate season recap. So you said
Yeah, I know, but someone else was. Look, I put my hand up because someone was talking about rockets in a vacuum, so that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, we'll let you go ahead and talk about that. But if you were on the timeline giving your opinion, we want you to also give your opinion on the mic. I'm gonna go check your tweets while you go ahead and address.
Well, I think all these debates should stop because you're just brainwashing people into absolute nonsense.
So you want to talk about
flat Earth is nonsense.
So you want to talk about?
So stop debates. It's just a waste of time,
bro.
See,
What do you
that's the
want
type
to
of
talk
stuff he
about?
was saying? Yeah.
Well, you want my opinion. I'm telling you my opinion. These debates are a waste of time. It's brainwashing people into thinking the world is flat.
That's your opinion. Can I just please speak? I have.
Hold on.
Is it a child speaking?
Is it?
Did you
Sounds like a child speaking. Who got the 5-year-old on?
Hold on, bro. What is happening?
It was more of a biased interview.
Oh my goodness.
Infowars, please hold on. We're in the middle of a build. Give us 2 seconds. We'll get to you in just a second. There also is a hand up, but give us a second. Swaaalla, did you tweet that you feel like the debates are useless and they should be stopped, or did you just tweet that Witsit did a horrible job or something along those lines?
No, something about me deceiving people and all this stuff, something like that.
See, that's ironic because while you had a chance to debunk Witsit and destroy him in all his years of flat Earth, and you failed at that. So, who would be a better opponent for Witsit in your opinion? Since you can't do it, Joe couldn't do it.
Basically, you don't want us to be on these platforms where we can really get our position out, because you know that most of the people that defend your side can't really get up in the ring and do very well. That's what it actually is.
Did someone just mute me? I don't know why I was muted just then.
The entire room got muted. Was it just you?
Oh, that's it.
You know how that works. 58.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it say mute everyone.
So okay,
but no, I was the last time I spoke with Witsit, we were talking about the stars overhead, and then my kid interrupted and dragged me off the phone. So, whatever.
No, I said kinematic equivalence. You said I don't.
Yeah, it was just a big fucking stupid ass words. But I mean, it doesn't prove anything.
So how can you call what we talk about and what we do psyops and brainwashing when you don't even understand it? Swaaalla, do you know how incoherent?
What are you talking about? It was just a word that I didn't understand. These are American words. I don't know those American words. Witsit, have you been studying like 4 years of physics or something like that? Because I did like year 11 physics.
That's not an American word. It's just
well, I did year 11 physics and then never learnt it ever again. So that's the thing. So all these fancy words are not in my vocabulary.
I didn't learn any of that in school. I dropped.
Yeah, you must have studied it after.
Yeah,
well, I stopped studying physics after I left school.
Do you know what autodidactic is?
Oh God, more words. Thanks for just throwing words down my throat. I don't care. No, I don't know what that word is, but I don't care.
Do you not think it's important to like increase your vocabulary?
Yeah, I got a job that doesn't require it, so I don't need it.
He said your vocab is debunked.
Yeah.
Yikes. This guy's a great.
I don't need to know what autodidactic is in my job.
Well, good. I'll tell you, autodidactic just means self-taught. Okay, but the point is that did you
Sure.
hear what Proud said? That if we're much more informed than you on what you believe, don't you think it's pretty incoherent
What
for
do you mean
you
you're
to
much
be
more informed? What are you talking about? You just learn your own. You just learn your own thing.
What do
You
you
guys are just learning your garbage. It's just pure and utter garbage, and you're
I'm just
just like
asking
shoveling it down other people's throats.
take it down a notch. No one's shoving anything down anyone's throats, dude.
Yeah, you are.
Do you think you go put a gun to someone's head and be like, watch Witsit's live
No, but
stream?
you're getting on bloody InfoWars and you're shoving it down people's throats.
I think we could turn this around into explaining kinematics and dynamics because it's a key pivotal piece of information that's actually quite
But
simple.
what I was talking about was the
Excellent.
stars in the sky. Doesn't really
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, well,
The
just
No, no,
stars
it
are in the
is.
Alan,
sky
Alan,
because
I'm gonna
that's where they're
That's why
pre-dunk
you're
located.
Let me
confused,
pre-dunk
Swaaalla.
Alan here. I don't know. Alan probably doesn't remember. I'm gonna pre-dunk him. So he was talking about how we know the Earth moves around the sun because of the change in the stars over the course of the year. And I then tried to
Right.
explain to him the kinematic equivalence. Alan, maybe he can comprehend. You lay it out for him. Doubt it, but
Well,
Right.
how does so how on a flat Earth with a dome over your head, right, and your kinematic equivalence, right? How does the stars change from the nighttime from one particular season to the next?
don't worry. Alan's gonna help you. I didn't pre-dunk you, man.
Thank you.
Alan's gonna
Do
help
it.
you.
Yeah. So the skies move in the move in the sky, right? Now, what you're saying is that because they're moving, the Earth must be moving. We must be a globe or something. The seasons must be due to the Earth's motion and all that, right? Now, that's all based off of what's called kinematics. Kinematics means measurement. All that entails is how, simple things like regarding motion specifically, right? So, in regarding things in the sky, right? All you can tell about something in the sky, how fast it's moving, and how long it takes it for it to complete a circuit. So all the math that describes the distances and the proportionalities of it all comes from proportional mathematics, assuming constants, and then just the periodicity of the event, which gives them their velocities, right? So that's what everything is based off of. So when you say, well, this thing moves in the sky, therefore XYZ, well, that's kinematics, that's measurements, right? So you can therefore then say, you could propose the model of heliocentrism, where you can't tell who's moving, blah, 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 right? Because it's all kinematics. Now, when you get into dynamics, right, the actual causal mechanisms of things, why they're moving, right? So they put forward that it's mass attracting mass, and that comes with specific stipulations, right? So that mass attracting mass is going to produce a velocity, right? Now before we even get into interferometry, right? Let's take it back to the Hubble telescope.
Okay, wait. You've moved
Nope,
two
nope,
tangents. Can you
nope.
stop?
1 second. Nope.
When am I going to be able to
I think
start
you
talking?
lost him,
Because you've
Alex.
just
I think you
tangented
lost him.
twice.
In a minute. So we take it back to the Hubble telescope before we even get into interferometry, right? We have guys looking up at the sky, coming up with ratios about the Earth, right? So we have James Bradley doing stellar aberrations. He gets his ratio for the speed of light. Everyone's like, oh my God, that's a really good kinematic proof of heliocentrism because the ratio is 30 kilometers a second based off of the angle, right? So when they actually went to do an experiment and introduce independent variables and all that, to actually determine which is moving, the Earth or the sky, they just filled a telescope with water. And if the if the Earth was in motion, then you would have to tilt the telescope further, right? You don't have to do that. So the whole explanation for everything in the sky and why it moves doesn't involve the Earth moving at all. It's all kinematics. It's all measurements based off of constants
Yes, it
that are
does.
proportionalities. No.
Yes, it does.
Yo, and
Yes,
let me make it really
does.
simple for you because I tried to do that the last time we talked.
Oh,
It's really simple. Wait.
yeah, go on, whatever.
I'm gonna toss you the ball, but I'm running through really simple terms so you have no excuse, right? You said that the stars change, and that proves that the Earth is moving through space. And I said, wait, so you're saying that your best proof that the Earth is moving is that we see the stars move, but really they're not moving. It's just an illusion and it's us moving, but we just can't tell. The best evidence that the Earth is moving is that you can't tell the Earth is moving and that we see the stars moving, but really the stars aren't moving.
Okay, do I have the ball now? Okay, so when we were talking about it, it was not about the fact that the stars are moving on a daily basis, right? Because I think that might have been what you were trying to hit at just then, right? What we were
No,
talking
same
about,
difference either way.
Yeah, you probably were, but I don't know. I mean, it's like, sure, you probably misread me by that. And man, I don't want to talk about interferometry because I know you guys fucking love that. That's fucking makes me sick, makes me puke every time. But what I was saying,
You don't
right?
like the science, bro? Oh,
Would you shut up? Shut up, Sacred.
That's pretty
Look,
wild,
what
bro.
I was saying, right? And we were talking about the Big Dipper over the head, right? And this is for you guys up in the north, right? So the Big Dipper is in a different position every season. This is not a daily thing. This is a seasonal thing, right? Now, sure, you can use the word kinematics. It's just a word to explain it. Just like the way gravity explains something that falls. It's just a word, right? But I am yet to actually hear how you guys explain why the Big Dipper would be in one quarter during spring, and then it would move to another quarter during winter, and then another quarter during summer, and then another quarter during whatever the last one, summer or winter or whatever one I've forgotten already.
Yeah, see,
What's
this
your
is the major
explanation?
this is the major problem.
Please give me an explanation for that.
Yeah, listen, this is the major problem, right? We literally just answered that, and you
No, you
didn't
didn't. You gave me a word saying it had something to do with kinematics, but you haven't explained why they're in the position where they're in.
Different
because
rotational speeds.
it just cycles throughout the year. It has a cycle that progresses and starts back where it ends back where it started. That's it. Then what we
Okay.
did.
Well, can I give you a globe perspective on this?
I know the globe perspective better than you. I'm trying
Okay,
to
what is the
explain
globe
to you.
perspective on why the Big Dipper is in different quarters?
Yeah, the globe's perspective is that it looks like it's progressing in our sky throughout the year, but actually that's an illusion. It isn't progressing. It's that we are flying through space around the sun, so our perspective changes in relation to the stars, creating the illusion that they are moving.
Did you just use the word illusion twice?
Yeah, make sure you understood.
What sort of explanation? How can someone explain something when they're using the word illumination? Illusion twice.
All you do is complain about words, bro.
No, but that wasn't a globe. That was not a globe explanation at all.
Yo, one second.
That was
That wasn't a globe explanation. Not acceptable.
He says
Hey,
illusion.
you explain
Hold
it
on.
to us.
He says illusion.
I'll explain it. Yes.
Yo, second. He says illusion because from the globe perspective, they're trying to claim mutual exclusivity of it. So the way that it's explained to us is that it's an illusion that that it's the sky moving, and it's actually and the real answer is that it's us moving around the sun. That's why he said that, because that's how it's taught to us. It's not.
Yeah, but there's no illusion because the stars are where they are.
I mean, but really,
there's no illusion because the stars are where they are.
I feel like
But
you're
really-
having a huge misunderstanding. Are you
No.
inebriated? Like, it's Friday night. Are you partying?
No,
Like, what's up?
no, it's fucking 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Australia, mate. And by the way, it's nice. The temperature's
You're
good.
at full mental capacity, and you're having trouble with this.
Yes.
Swaaalla.
Yes, and there's no illusion. The stars are where they are. There's no illusion.
All right, yeah, we're
Swaaalla.
gonna rotate mics.
Well, listen,
Don't kick
I
him
really
out,
feel
right?
like he was explaining time, because that's like the concept of time. Like, time is an abstract concept of like where we are around the sun, gang. You feel me?
Yeah, I get that.
Okay,
The
so but
stars
you
advance 4
understand that.
minutes.
You have no evidence of that, Baba. You just
You said
fell
what?
into a blind belief.
How is that?
Can I give the globe explanation on why it's in the quarters?
Just literally said we rotate around the sun. Like,
yeah, that's what you believe, but you can't prove that.
10-second answer for you, Swaaalla. The stars advance 4 minutes a day around us because of the 2356 versus 24-hour rotational cycle. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Yeah, no, well, that's one particular good answer. That's good for the particular the daily orbit of the planet facing the sun. Sure, but no. Can I give the explanation for why the stars are where they are? Because they are roughly static. No. That was another tidbit of information. The 4 minutes is just a whole different topic.
I just now explained the globe explanation.
No. Let me do it. Can I do it for the listeners?
You're wilding out, bro.
Can I do it?
Yeah, let him do it.
Come on.
Absolutely, dude. Dang.
There's a lot of talking and not a lot of listening right
Go ahead,
now.
Mr.
Can I
Ye,
do
go
it,
ahead.
please?
Go ahead.
Dang,
Go,
don't
go.
crash out.
This is your
Right,
time to
start.
shine. This is your time to shine. Let's get it.
So if the sun is in the center, right, and if it's winter, the planet is on the right-hand side, right? You look up, the sun's to the left of you, right? And you see all the stars that are on the right of you, right? The planet goes around to the opposite side for winter, right? The sun is on the right, the night is on the left. You look up, you see the left side of the stars. So much easier than what you were talking about before with illusions and all this bullshit.
No. Okay, I just explained that, only I'm making the actual point, which is from your perspective, it looks like the stars rotate every day, and it looks like throughout the year it starts to progress, right? It looks like the stars are moving.
Yeah. It moves
But
every day and it does
yeah,
progress
we
a little bit
see
each time. Yes.
we see the stars move. Your belief is that it looks like the stars are moving, but that's an illusion. It's actually us that's moving, making it appear like the stars are moving.
That's the illusion
How do you not
from
understand
our
this?
perspective. We can't see everything. You know what I'm saying?
The
That's it.
silence is indicative that he got it.
Yeah, and this is the point I was making, was the context of our first discussion was like, do you have any exclusive evidence the Earth orbits the sun? You brought that up, and I said, wait, your best evidence that the Earth is moving around the sun is that we can't tell it's moving, and the stars look like they're moving, but actually we are moving, just can't tell, and the stars are not moving, just look like they are moving. That's your best evidence, right? Because it's ironic. Your best evidence is the opposite of what you're claiming.
It's ridiculous.
Are you seeing stars right now?
No, I'm actually in a
God.
house.
Please.
I was talking about Swaaalla.
God,
But
I-
Info
I want to make
wars.
sure
Those
that
clips are in the
58.
jumbotron. If anybody want to update on that previous conversation.
Yeah, for real.
about
'Cause we got it there.
the sun.
Hold on, Baba. 58. Did you hear what Witsit said?
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to 58 InfoWars. Give me 1 second. 58. This guy. So you wasn't even listening. He's gonna come back and he's gonna repeat everything the same thing because he's not listening.
Sorry, did you mute everyone again?
No one's muted,
No.
bro. You don't hear everybody
Well,
else
how
talking.
come I
I'm trying to
became
give you
muted?
the mic.
No, I
50.
became muted for some
No,
reason.
but sometimes it glitches out, like where it'll just mute you and not let you. I mean, sometimes X does that to me. So.
Sure.
Only if
Sure.
you're
58. Did you hear what Witsit said?
Yes, I heard what he said before a few people interrupted, but I have already forgotten already. Say it again. What was that
Dude,
last?
okay, bro. Last
Dude, there was a
time.
lot of
Please do not
shouting
interrupt.
before. I've
If
already
you-
forgotten it.
We're gonna let
So-
Witsit say what he said. We're gonna let 58 respond. If you interrupt, I'm gonna have to take your mic. We do have requests, so please be patient. We want to make sure that
Nice.
58 get this, so we don't get clipped up looking crazy talking on a timeline about things he don't understand. 58.
Yeah,
Wait, go ahead with it.
this is the last time though. So when we first talked, the question I had asked you was, do you have any exclusive evidence that the Earth is orbiting around the sun? Or is it just a blind belief that you have? That was my question. And then you said, yeah. And you brought up that the Big Dipper changes its position throughout the year. And I explained to you, okay, so what you're saying is your best evidence that the Earth is moving around the sun is that we can't actually detect that we're moving, but we see the stars are moving. And actually, it's the opposite, that the stars are not moving and we are moving. So you're saying that your best evidence that the Earth is moving is the observation of the exact opposite.
Okay. For starters, it was the first point I brought up. I didn't necessarily say it was the best, but I said it was one because that was the topic we were talking about. I do believe that the actual rotation of the stars is a very good evidence point, right? To be able to say that we are orbiting around the sun, because that was the topic at the particular time. So
You keep referring to the stars in motion for evidence that the
yeah,
Earth is in motion.
yeah, it's
do you not
it's a
get the
good one.
point we're making,
What
bro?
I never got actually to speak about that day because I had to go and stop was the second point I would have been talking about, right? Would have also been about things like where Jupiter is and where Saturn is and where Mars is, right? Because they are also more points straight after that. But I never got my chance. I left because of my situation. So, but that was my first point.
None
I
of
wasn't
that, dude.
necessarily
It's
saying
the
it was my
same.
best. I was saying it's my first.
All of it's the same thing. It's like your model claims that what we see in the sky is an illusion.
Well, okay, but this is the thing, right? You guys are always asking Globers what Globers think, right? But do you guys have a flat Earth explanation for why Jupiter moves where it is? Do you have a flat Earth explanation for why Mars moves to where it is?
Yes.
Because if the stars are rotating over your head from a flat Earth perspective on this firmament, right? Then why the hell is these things doing really, really weird things? I mean, about 2 weeks ago, I think that there was a comet. Where is that comet on a flat Earth? Do you have an explanation for where a comet is on a flat Earth
You're just spamming. You're spamming different questions. But first of all, the way to understand the firmament or something to that effect would be that the universe is actually a local finite system. There could be layers to it, whatever. So it's a finite system, and it's much more local than you think it is. The planets, if you take their paths and map them out, they all fit perfectly within torus field geometry. And of course, we can actually map out all the dynamics with the Lorentz magnetic force. So what a coincidence that you can actually perfectly map out all of the motions of the planets, right? With a dynamic force that is Lorentz magnetic force, and those patterns just so happen to perfectly fit within the torus field geometry of a magnetic field. So not only do we have an explanation, we have a better one, because we don't need dark energy, we don't need dark matter. And I won't get into the technicalities of the angular momentum generating inertial forces, centrifugal and centripetal, which technically Coriolis twice the magnitude, which will have a net radially inward centripetal force, keeping it going perpetually. Because it is, you're not ready for that. The point is, yeah, a magnetic field ferrocell image shows the exact patterns of the planets we see, and we can perfectly map out all of the motion with a Lorentz magnetic force, and it's superior to your model because it doesn't have to invoke things like dark energy and dark matter and stuff. So
I think he left at the tail end of your sentence there.
58, no. Hold on, 58. Come back up here, 58. No way.
Cranial overload.
Not
do
having
you guys
it.
think that that's lit though? Like, I wish I think I did get some of that in InfoWars, but like, I
Yeah.
even plugged Relational Mechanics by Andreas Cease, and he shows all the math, not just for the planets, but for everything in the quote unquote universe with the dynamic equivalence, right? And he uses a Lorentz magnetic force. And of course, we know magnetic fields have like a vortex in the center, right? So everything would be moving around the vortex in the center. And then the planets just so happen to perfectly fit within the geometry of a magnetic field. Like, are we going to pretend that's really just a coincidence, right? Because their claim is that it's just a coincidence.
I had sent you that kinematics tweet during the debate. It's funny.
Yeah, it's a trip, man. I made a geocentric tweet about that this week. They never really get that much traction though. Real fast while it's quiet. Alan, did you see where I found that video that actually illustrates the kinematic equivalence of retrograde?
No, send it. Oh, was it from the Tycho lads?
Yeah, maybe it's actually from Syngenis. I had screen recorded, but I'll drop it in. Drop it like this.
Sorry, guys. The entire X crashed on me. So, yes, I lost about probably 60% of whatever was said just then.
No worries.
The whole
lad.
app crashed.
No worries, lad. We'll let you guys pick it back up.
I'm just
It's a
gonna
good thing
repeat it
it's
real quick
recorded,
and
right?
whatever. Yeah, really simple.
Look,
It's
Witsit obviously,
this is
he
really
spent 2 minutes
simple.
in.
really simple. So you can use a Lorentz magnetic force to show the dynamics of the force that can perfectly math out and map out everything that we see in the sky, including the planets. Right? A Lorentz magnetic force. And what a coincidence when you look at the path of the planets mapped out from a geocentric position, their paths all perfectly fit within the torus field geometry of a magnetic field. So not only do we have an explanation, it's superior to yours because we do not need dark matter and dark energy and all this other nonsense about how space and time bend and warp and create illusions.
Is this that flower of life talk that you mentioned the other day?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. So all the planets do these wiggly things all through the sky.
Yeah, if you look at
They do these what what do they call it again? It was like a unicycle loop or something every now.
If you check the Jumbotron, I posted Witsit's tweet where there's some imagery.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know what he was talking about. It's this flower of life thing where it goes all the way around, then it does a really quick loop and then goes back out again. What a load of shit. Absolute load of shit. You know, I'm calling you. I think it's fucking ridiculous. It's not electromagnetic.
Handwave
It's full
dismissed.
of shit.
Wait, do you agree?
Yeah,
Do you
it is
agree that the
complete not
patterns?
it's
Okay, cool.
absolute bullshit.
Yeah, that's called a hand wave dismissal. But do you agree?
Yeah, well,
that
I'm hand waving dismiss it because it doesn't deserve a real answer. It really doesn't deserve a real report at all.
Calm down.
It's fucking ridiculous.
You're sounding really emotional. It's a pill to
Yeah, because I
ridicule.
hate this shit, and I hate all this bullshit you spin. It's just bullshit.
All right, cool.
Oh man, I don't.
And a pill to
People are
ridicule.
losing brain
Cool.
cells listening to you. I tell you what.
Okay, cool. Listen, check it. Can you answer this question? Do the patterns match the ferrocell image of the magnetic field? Yes or no?
In this last tweet, in that last tweet on the thing, I would disagree.
You're
I would not think
they
so.
don't match.
I'm pretty sure most planets will do one big loop and one tiny loop right at the end, and then go right out for one big loop again. So no, all these things where there's like these constant elliptical loops happening all over. No, it doesn't happen like that. Does it very slowly.
Those are the actual paths of the planets mapped out. That's just a fact.
It's just this is just a geocentric thing, which already got killed, like 300, 400 years ago.
Can you answer my question? Does the path of the planets from a geocentric position perfectly match the magnetic field's geometry? Yes or no?
The little green ones, maybe. All the other fluff around the outside, all the orange ones, no, that's just all fucking horseshit.
Those are the ones it matches. If you take the green ones in the middle, you can pop them into the ferrocell images and they match perfectly.
Well, this is just a geocentric position, like viewpoint.
That's a physical ferrocell in a laboratory with a magnetic field inside of it.
Exactly.
Well, what? So I mean, so you're trying to get a physical ferrocell, you said, out of a lab, and you're trying to apply the planets to it.
I'm saying again, you can first of all, if we look from our position, we have a vortex, right? Like a time lapse, the star trails, for example. Everything moves around in a vortex around the center. That's what magnetic fields do. We can explain all of the motions in the sky with a Lorentz magnetic force, meaning all the physics and the math and the equation works. And you can use any medium, any size, any distance, ironically. It all works with a Lorentz magnetic force. And when you actually look at the path of the planets, it fits right within a magnetic field's geometry. So to claim we have no model is a joke. We have a superior model because we do not have to invoke dark matter or dark energy.
Well, I don't care about dark matter. Dark matter, to me, is as bullshit as the ether. But I have a question for you, seeing as this is what you're proposing, right? Are you saying that the planets are following some sort of electromagnetic sort of train track? Is that what you're trying to say? How is the planets following these pathways? How do they steer?
They are
Okay.
lines of force.
Exactly.
They're lines of force. So the line of force is pushing the planet, correct?
It is governing its
Guiding it.
motion. We don't
It's
know what's
governing it,
pushing.
right? So
Okay.
it's pushing it. So it's pushing it in and out, and it's pushing it all directions. Is that what you're trying to say? I want to get you on tape saying this.
It's
Okay.
tape. I love it.
Specifically, the angular
Well, I know
momentum
because
of
I know
rotating.
Alan has this on recording. So are you trying to say that there's some sort of electromagnetic force which exists somehow, you don't know where it's come from, is pushing the planets in these pathways, correct?
First of all, I think it's funny you say stuff like "don't know where it comes from," but then your belief
Where
literally.
where does it come from then?
Your
What-
position, your
Where does it
globe
come
has
from?
this.
If you've got to
It's
say this is what it does, where does it come from?
it's called poisoning the well.
No, well, you told me just then that planets are following this pathway. So where the fuck does this thing come from?
Okay, first of all, don't interrupt. So it would be whatever's in the center creating the magnetic field, right? We actually can't even get to the center on, say, the surface. Who knows what's in the center in the sky? I'm not going to make claims that can't be verified. Ironically, your model says that there's some type of energy, but it's dark energy and no one can find it, no one can define it, right? Your model says the same thing, only we have a real actual phenomena called magnetism that can be tangibly verified to be real in a lab, and that's what our model can use. You have a made-up idea of space and time bending and warping that no one can find or even understand and violates logic. So as to where it comes
That's
from,
Einstein.
as to where it comes from, your model has to have Einstein. So as to
That's
where it comes from,
Einstein's shirt.
here's the facts. It would be lines of force that would be guiding and governing the motion of the planets. There would be angular momentum from the universe rotating around the Earth. So if the whole universe was rotating around the Earth, that's going to generate inertial forces. Okay. Like if I take a bucket and I spin it around, right? There's a force that pushes out away from me as I spin it. That's called centrifugal force. There's also going to be Coriolis force, which is an inward force. That's going to be twice the magnitude, even within the dynamics of your worldview. Meaning, with the angular momentum of the universe rotating around the Earth, you're going to have a net inward force that's going to keep it moving this entire time. If you're within a magnetic field, right, with lines of force, the objects that are moving within that angular momentum are going to have their paths guided based on their vicinity within the field. Also, it would be based on other things like what are they made of, what is their charge properties, etc. So yes, this is incredibly viable. It's significantly more viable than what you believe.
Look, I understand that Einstein was one who came up with space time. There's a lot of people out there who don't understand it, and that includes me, right? But that doesn't mean that it's not physically possible, because what he has gone ahead and done has made good predictions as well. So you can't go out there and just say that your Taurus field and all these planets following these electromagnetic fucking train tracks or whatever the fuck you think it is superior, because Einstein has done most of his experiments and most people have agreed that it's been correct for the
Okay. Hold on.
heliocentric model.
Swaaalla, you just said you don't know much about Einstein. So that
Yeah, because
makes
I don't care about
you
Einstein.
that makes you the last person to make assertions about Einstein. Can you see
But
how that
people have used his
follows?
equations and they're happy. I don't use his equations because I'm not interested. But
58,
other people
58,
have and they're happy with them.
58. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Do
yeah?
you know why they need Einstein? You know why that's so pertinent to your paradigm?
Go ahead, tell me why.
Because they need to keep the earth in motion, bro. That's what they're trying to tell you. So even if you do appeal to Newton and real forces, then this interferometry, the science that you don't want to talk about, should detect these real forces. They don't, which
The
seems to
planet is
lead to
moving through
a
inertia.
listen, which seems to lead to a stationary Earth. So they needed Einstein to say, hey, the motion shouldn't be detected by real forces. They're apparent. They're fictitious. They
The
needed to
motions
the motion
are
to slow.
moving due to inertia. It has plenty of inertia, and it's got nothing stopping it.
We
The
can't
planet
detect
moves
that.
because there's nothing stopping it.
We can't detect that motion if we're using Newtonian mechanics, bro. This is why they abandoned it, because these are real
What?
forces in a Newton framework.
Yeah, Newtonian mechanics is not it's designed. Newtonian mechanics is designed to know how much the pull is of gravity, but it's got nothing to do with the motion. What are you talking about?
Bro, you're saying that you're disregarding Einstein. You're appealing to
Yeah,
gravity.
so you were just saying
Do you,
Newtonian
so
just
do
then.
you so do you have your own version of gravity? Because if
No,
you're
you've asked me
disregarding
about that weeks
if
ago.
you're disregarding relativity, then you can only appeal to Newton. And we just said
I didn't disregard Einsteinian or Newtonian.
I heard you. That's why we're having this conversation.
No, I said I didn't understand. I don't know it well. I said I don't know it.
Dark
I didn't
matter is
disregard it.
bullshit to you, just like the ether.
Sorry?
You said dark matter was bullshit to you, just like
Yeah, I don't believe in dark matter. Dark matter is probably a theory, but I don't think dark matter's got anything to do with Einstein's. It is inside Einstein's theories,
His
but I don't
theory
believe
of
that it
relativity.
exists.
Oh yes,
So
when it
it's
comes
okay
to
to
the
cherry pick parts of the model that you agree with. 58. Say
Mhm.
that for me on tape. It's okay to cherry pick parts that you agree with. Go ahead.
Well, why? Well, I mean, I'm just a lowly nobody. It doesn't really matter what I believe. If someone else uses dark matter and it works, that's fine.
Now you're just a lowly man all of a
But
sudden.
but it doesn't
Well,
work.
just like all you guys too, you're just regular people. I mean, or else we would actually be doing something more important than talking on this for the
That's the
97th.
problem, bro. The flat earthers know that we're all special. We're all unique.
This is
Well, I don't know what the regular thing is, but see, that's the difference between the way that you're thinking about things and the way that we're thinking about things. And it's pretty sad, bro.
well, you
shouldn't
guys
think
haven't solved anything in 97 weeks. This is the thing.
You keep
You guys
saying
haven't
that, but
solved
every time that
anything.
we're you keep saying that, but
Yeah,
every time we
true.
explain, you keep saying that.
You've
But
wasted 97 weeks of talking about.
every time we explain something to you, you disregard it. We're here talking about the same conversation, the same one that Proud posted up in the top. We're here re-explaining it to you again because you didn't get it the first time. And now you're here saying that we didn't solve anything, and you're conceding that you don't understand what we're saying.
You even tell us that you forget what we tell you.
This is irrational, bro.
Don't talk over
It's
me.
devoid of logic. Your entire approach.
I got muted. Yes, I do have a fishbowl memory. It's not helpful for me.
One quick comment. I just wanted to point out one thing that you said, Swaaalla, is you were kind of, and I know you're using sarcasm. I get it, and this is a heated conversation, but you made a point towards Witsit about like you thinking this toroid thing of you that they're following these train tracks. I just wanted to make it abundantly clear to you that we are not the ones who invented the toroid. That is a fact in your model, not in your model, in reality. Like it is a fact in reality that the Earth has a toroidal magnetic field. We have a torus field. Just go.
Yeah,
look
I
up
agree that the Earth has a torus field.
Okay, and so do you think it's a
Right, we have
coincidence that the
but it's
path?
got nothing to do with where the planets are positioned.
Okay, but then if that is your position, it's okay
That's
to
my
say that.
position.
Okay, but logically speaking, then if you take that position, you must also say that the fact that the path of the planets mapped in the sky matches the lines of the torus field is just a complete and total coincidence. Are you willing to say that?
What I would like to actually say, this tweet up the top here, which has got all
Can
these
you
fancy
answer the question
diagrams.
before you deviate? Are you willing to say that that's a complete and total coincidence?
Sorry, ask the question again. Sorry.
It is a fact that the Earth's magnetic field is a torus field. It's a toroid. It is also a fact, as you can see from the pictures, that the apparent path of the planets around the Earth in the sky is also matching the toroidal pattern. So, do you confess that in your position, it's just a complete and total coincidence that the path of the planets matches the toroid?
No, I don't believe it's a coincidence. I do believe the Earth has a toroidal magnetic field, but the pathways of each planet is, I don't believe is matching the diagrams up on the picture. I would like to see the real ones from a geocentric perspective, because I don't believe they match what's on that diagram.
There's
I'd
a
love to
book
hear from
called
Richard.
there's a book called The Tychos. I'll send you a link here in a second, but it basically all the orbital paths are what are shown above. You just
Yeah, I'd like to see the real geocentric pathways from the astronomers of like 200-300 years ago. And I don't think they match all those those fantastical wiggly lines up in that picture.
Well, I can tell you offhand that the one of Mars looks exactly like Kepler's. So make it that way you will.
Well, Mars is pretty close. Mars is pretty close, but the other ones are pretty far. I mean, according to our model, Pluto takes like, somewhere between 140 and 280 years or something like that to do its orbit. So its movement is going to be so far wide in comparison to those diagrams.
Okay, just so now I guess the point is that you think that these pictures of these paths are fake. So if just bear with us for a second, just presume that these paths that we have shown you are at the real images of the path they trace in the sky. Then what?
I put one on the board just to get it started, but there's modern geocentric paths plotted from 2010. So it looks very toroidal. It's in the Jumbotron now, if you guys want to check that out, the most recent one, but I'll put some more up to follow. Anyway, proceed.
And then after this, I do want to hear from Richard. So, but yeah, Cynthia, go ahead.
Sorry, you want me on stage again? I've already made my claim.
Okay, but your claim was that you don't believe that that's actually the paths. So then that would mean that what the images we showed you were fakes then.
From a geocentric perspective, it does do these little loops and stuff like that, but I would like to see a diagram that is not from that particular meme that's above. Can you give me fresh diagrams from an actual thing for each planet specifically? No, I don't like that one. They look like shit to me.
Well, I mean,
it's a fucking meme.
Yeah, nah, dog.
Get me the individual ones from a real book.
What? That's literally. There's one. Yeah,
You're looking at the new one, right? Not the first one we showed you. You're looking at the new one that Alan just posted in the Jumbotron a second ago.
I hadn't seen that one.
Okay. So that's from a book, like you requested.
Can anybody hear me?
How many centuries is this over?
No, this is from modern geocentrists, dude. These guys go.
Yeah, how many centuries what's the time? What's the time on this particular path?
Dude, it's the periodicity of it, dude. It's over the course of a year.
Do you think the
first
planets
one
have
says
moved?
3
at any
planets,
point in
2
time?
years. 3 planets, 2 years. Come on. Something a bit cleaner than that. What's 1 year? Give me 1 year. 1 year and the actual planet. It doesn't say which planet is which.
I tagged you, bro, and it has the names.
Which planet is which? Come on. One planet, 1 year cycle. Come on.
You. Look at it.
Can you appreciate that their
What do you mean
periodicities are
tagged?
different than the Earth year? This is why they take so long. There's many Earth years for one of their cycles of maybe 10 or 3, they run at a different speed. That's just the way it is, man.
I just shared the one that Piezo posted to the space.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me or no?
Yeah, we can. Hold on.
I hear you. Give us 2 seconds.
Okay. Swaaalla, I was just gonna ask. Let's just say hypothetically, it does match. What would your position be then?
It's just a geocentric pathway.
So
It's
it
got
wouldn't make
nothing
a
to do with
difference.
electromagnetism.
So it's pointless to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I just feel like anything that would be brought up, any evidence like that's shown to you, you're gonna sidestep it regardless. It just seems like you're not willing.
This
religion.
The pathways of the planets, like 500 years ago when they accepted geocentrism, were like that, right? So I accept that is the way that they tracked them from a geocentric perspective 500 years ago. But we've moved on from that. You guys have readapted it, and clung onto it, and then are now spinning it off as some sort of electromagnetic torus field, which I think is fucking ridiculous.
Dark matter is ridiculous too, and you need it.
You didn't answer my question, though. You sidestepped it by saying at first you didn't believe that this was actually the path that they took. Now we've established from real sources that this is the path. So now can you please re-answer the question? Do you
What I said is that first meme, it had so much clutter on it. It was too fucking hard to read. And I would like to know a reference of the actual time periods.
I got it. We did that though. So the question is do you believe that the fact now that you can see them, that the fact that these paths all match and fit inside of the toroid is just a coincidence? Yes or no?
Well, you guys are the ones connecting the coincidences together.
No, we're the grand jury, and you're getting guilt. You're looking guilty, my guy.
The most bad
What are you
faith
talking about?
conversation in the
No,
history of
I've already said
everything you
I
asked
don't
for
think it's a
58, we done showed
coincidence.
you.
No, this is just geocentric astronomy. That's all it is.
Bro, yes or no? We can see with our eyeballs. Everyone in the room, everyone in the audience, everyone on Twitter can see the obvious fact that the paths match. Do you believe that it's a coincidence? Yes or no?
Guilty.
I don't think it's connected with any coincidences at all with toroid fields. No.
You said
I do like the last one, by the way. I do like that one.
You said you was gonna acknowledge Wit's point.
I don't like acknowledging to what you guys like, because you clipped that shit,
now you trying to
and I don't like it. No,
now you
fuck
trying
off.
to censor me. Now you want to censor me. You said that you was going to acknowledge Wit's point. If we showed these paths within a field, we presented it with bookwork, and now you say, I don't care. This is just geocentrism. So you did. So we said that, hey, here's a more viable option, which was your first contention. We showed you one. Then we showed you the second contention, which was a path within the field. And all you're doing is just disregarding it, bro. This is why I said people think that this is fruitless. You're literally a bot. You're not listening to anything that we're saying.
Am I a bot?
And, bro,
did you just say I'm a bot? Do you
bro,
hear my Australian accent? I'm the furthest from a bot you'll ever get.
You're not listening to anything that we're saying, and we're answering all your questions. And then you're gonna run around and say that we didn't.
The awkward 10 minutes.
No, you are. Look, you are talking to me. I know that.
Like, he knew very well that he was caught when he was forced to ask yes or no, right? Like, yes or no. We can all see. You see it. We see it. Everyone on Twitter sees it. These paths match. Is it a coincidence?
You love guys conceding for you.
He could not.
You guys love people conceding for you. This is a geocentric perspective that the planets do these wobbly fucking things in the sky, but it's got nothing to do with a fucking Taurus. Got it?
Well, it
Answer.
matches, so
Done.
is it a coincidence?
It's got nothing to do with a fucking electromagnetic Taurus. End of story.
Incredulity.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can see with our eyeballs that the paths match. A 5-year-old could look at the pattern recognition and see it. Your child that like keeps interrupting you,
guys,
they can see it.
It's coincidence. It's a coincidence. If a coincidence is all you fucking got, why are you wasting your fucking time?
Okay, so
it's what your side is saying, bro. We're not saying it's a coincidence.
Coincidences. You guys are coincidence your fucking way to the science degree. What the fuck?
58. That's what the globe earthers are saying. They're saying, hey, this is a coincidence. That's not. I know that sounds ridiculous, bro. But guess what? That's not our position. That's your position. You saying it's illusion.
And now all of a sudden, that's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah, we don't say it's a coincidence. We say it's a relationship. You
No,
say
you
it's
just did. You just spent the last 20 minutes saying it's. Can you agree that it's a coincidence? You fucking did. You want me to agree that it's some sort of coincidence because you like it? No, I'm not going to agree.
It's a
You literally got it
because
backwards, bro.
we believe in it and you don't.
Yeah,
It's a geocentric pathway. It's got nothing to do with electromagnetics. End of story. That's my position. I'm not backing down from that.
So you are saying then that it's a coincidence. That's what we're trying to get you to understand. You're the one claiming it's a coincidence. We're the ones claiming that it's a relationship. It's your claim that
No,
it's a
there's
coincidence.
no. I'm not. Have I said it's a coincidence at all? No.
Do you know
It
that
Why
would
they
did you
have
have
just?
the word
You
coincidence?
just said.
wait, listen, it
You
would
just
have to
said
be a
you've just
coincidence
saying
to
I'm thinking it's coincidence. I have not said that. You've been
listen, you would
trying to
have to
stuff
be
that in my
saying
throat.
you gotta calm down.
You're trying to
You would
stuff that down my throat the whole fucking time.
calm
Stop.
down.
Chill
Calm
out, bro.
down.
Chill out.
You have
Chill
to
out.
you have to listen. What
Pause. Go ahead, Witsit.
Yeah, you gotta calm down, man. Like if you're saying that the patterns match, but it's not because it's related to magnetism, then you're saying that the patterns match coincidentally, but it's not actually related to magnetism. We're saying, oh, they match because it's related to magnetism. You're saying, no, it's not magnetism. So then you're claiming that the patterns matching is a coincidence.
Your position, bro, not ours.
You guys have been trying to stuff this shit down my throat this whole fucking time. No.
Well, I mean, the laws of
You got
logic
plenty.
are
You got
not in
plenty
your
of
favor,
lovely
bro.
clips for your next week's channel. If I could tell you what, hey, Sacred. Here's another.
Can I
Another
ask a
fuck
question?
for your next week's fucking clip.
Wait, I got an idea.
Yo, you owe us like 50
I got an idea.
push-ups, man.
All right,
I
let me
know
ask you a
you
question.
love,
Let me ask you a question. I
dude.
got
You
an idea.
love clipping it. You love clipping it. Here's another fuck for you. There you go. Fuck.
Wait, listen. I got a question for you. Okay,
Witsit,
then
fuck off.
why do the patterns match? Why do the patterns match?
So now you're saying it's a coincidence, are you?
No, I'm asking you, why do the patterns match?
This is the wonders of the universe.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, that's working it.
Love
Can I
it,
ask a question
right?
about this post?
Love it.
Can I ask a question about this post?
It's just geocentrism. That's all it is.
The
Okay,
wonders of the
let's
universe, bro. All right, next person. Next person.
let's give 58 a break. I do want to hear from Richard.
Next.
58, man. I hope you find.
Hey,
bro.
Sacred, you got to admit, when I come on, the fucking channel is so much more fun than when you guys are just
It's not.
pissing each other's pockets, right?
If it was, we would.
When you guys piss in each other's pockets, it's boring, right? But when I come on, it's fucking hilarious, right?
That's why we're moving on. Our
Yeah,
viewership
good.
actually.
I want to hear Richard.